and as the rebellious Shoggoths became more and more troublesome, all the while we descended until...
Professor Dyer, there, is that...
one of the sledges from the camp. And there, against the wall, there's something under that tarpaulin.
Oh my God! It's Gedney! He's been ripped apart!
No. Dissected, Danforth. He's been scientifically dissected, and the sled dog as well.
Oh, over here. More sledges. All of them packed.
Let me cover Gedney again. God rest his soul. Lake was right. They weren't fossils, Danforth. They weren't fossils after all. The creatures that Lake found were sleeping. What's the sleep of 500,000 years to a creature that can survive the vacuum of outer space for a drift of 1 billion years?
That stench!
We must go forward.
Professor, no.
We must. We're scientists, Danforth, and we are men.
The underground sea. This is where the great old ones fled to the dark waters.
Not all of them. You see there, that huge barrel-shaped form down the slope? And over there.
Dead. 5, 6. There's another and another. All 7 dead with their heads ripped away. That green stinking ichor.
Let's go.
What about Gedney's body?
There's nothing we can do for him now. Come on, Danforth, we must hurry.
Something there, behind us. Down in that dark water. It's moving.
Run for it!
It's coming after us! Run!
No, this way!
South Station!
What? Oh, hurry, man!
Boston Common. Washington Station. Park Street Station. Kendall.
Quiet, Danforth.
Central Station.
We aren't in the subway.
Copley Square.
Here in this niche. Quiet, for your life.
Harvard
Quiet.
Station.
How can I describe it? It was the utter, objective embodiment of the fantastic novelist thing that should not be. A great black plastic mass, plastered over with eyes forming, dissolving, reforming. Luminous, but with shades not known on our Earth, filling the entire tunnel, a shapeless mass of protoplasmic bubbles filling the air with an indescribable stench, and crying out in a piping, weird voice, mocking the voices of the great old ones, I think. A hateful, high-pitched cry of... Somehow or other, it missed us. After it passed, Danforth and I fled madly for the surface, and after what seemed like hours, we reached it. Our airplane was there, intact, and Danforth had enough self-control to fly it. But even then his mind was slipping away and he babbled.
The Necronomicon speaks of such things. The primal white jelly, the eyes in the darkness, the color out of space. Tekalili, Tekalili. The great old ones and the dwellers in darkness. The mountains, Professor. The mountains of madness. Tekalili, Tekalili.
A miracle, we reached base camp. Danforth smashed up the plane in attempting to land, but neither of us was badly hurt. Pabody and I conferred and agreed on the story that we released, that a storm had overwhelmed Lake and his men, and the truth has not come out until today.
I understand that to this day, Stephen Danforth is an inmate of Arkham Asylum.
Yes, he's insane, completely, hopelessly mad.
And you wish to warn everyone against returning to Antarctica because you fear they will meet more of the great old ones.
Good God, no! What, didn't I make it plain? Don't you see? The great old ones no longer exist. They're extinct. Their hidden underground world has been taken over by the Shoggoths, by those ever-hungry semi-sentient masses of protoplasm. They defeated the great old ones, devoured them, and they wait there, in the cold, in the darkness. They wait for us.
But the old ones killed your friends. According to you, they even dissected one of them.
Yes, as the great old ones escaped trying to find their ancient home, they did kill. Yes, they took one body and dissected it, as a human scientist would, for the sake of knowledge. Oh, don't you see, Miss Ashton? Those 7 living creatures returned to a place where they thought they would find their own kind, and instead they found horror.
You almost sound sorry for them.
I am sorry for us all. Poor Danforth, poor Lake, poor Gedney, and poor old ones. After all, they were not evil things of their kind. What had they done? That awful awakening in the cold of an unknown epoch, attacked by furry quadrupeds, surrounded by the hairless apes they themselves had created. Yes, they killed, but then they studied, scientists to the last. What had they done, Miss Ashton, that we would not have done in their place? God, what intelligence and persistence, radiance, vegetables, star spawn, whatever they had been, Miss Ashton, they were men. They were men. They were men.
In Arkham, Massachusetts, this is Alice Ashton reporting for WCTH. We now return you to our studio.
H.P. Lovecraft's